Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Fermi Paradox. When last we left off, we have some brand new settlers leaving the settler shrouds. The polar monkeys have made some radio waves, and the Damani over here headed straight towards the Vulcan spheres. Oh, and also there was a giant assault on Earth, which is now a Vakai colony. So, all things that are good, really, in this vast universe of chaos that we're trying to create. This is actually the most interesting universe I think I've created so far. The irony of choosing so many negative responses has led to not only more survival by the general populations of the universe, but also it's led to more healthy conflict in a way. So, like, yeah, we have had the humans expedited, extricated, dismissed, banished from Earth, but they are still alive for now. They're still alive. They also are humans on one of these planets, wherever the heck. I thought it was right here. The settler factions. Or is that the fish? I thought the humans are here. We'll have to check that in a second. But I think, too, by choosing so many not so great options, we have amassed so much synthesis in general that we will be able to counteract most really negative things, most extinction events. It's actually, like, opened my eyes to a whole new way of playing this game. It's just choosing the negative stuff, getting as much synthesis as you can so that you can kind of curve the ball when you need to. But that being said, let me make sure. Yeah, humans are here. Okay, they're on Vex. Their growth is alright. Potential casualties are high, so let's go ahead and just lower that for a second here. Alright, how are the Vakai? They're dealing with the resources still. Kepler is out of resources again. Exhaustion of antimatter sources. The Vakai have used up all available antimatter sources. They are no longer able to provide for their space habitats, and their quadrants will soon fall apart. The overuse of deep space harvesters has destabilized the environment to the point where the Vakai society may not survive this devastating crisis. We'll see. Okay, so this is not Earth, right? This is their home planet. So complete extinction gives us 40 synthesis, but that means that they are donezo. They're gone. Collapse, 100% chance of total carnage, 100% chance of tyranny. I'm kind of thinking let's go for collapse and see what total carnage looks like. I don't know. Because it's not complete extinction. That's not good for us. So chaos and panic lead to the complete disintegration of the Vakai quadrants. Will the Vakai take their disruption rifles and obliterate each other? Or will they find a more peaceful way to deal with societal collapse? 100% chance of total carnage. Here we go. Carnage and Kepler. It's a great title for a movie. The final carnage. The final carnage. This is the final carnage. Antimatter sources are completely exhausted, and the Vakai take their disruption rifles to fight each other while their civilization falls apart. Solar dreadnoughts move towards a final battle, and the Vakai space habitats are drowning in blood. It is clear that this society is doomed to die. Will Kepler 4 recover from this ultimate massacre? So we've reached a point of no return, is what this is saying to us. We are not going to be able to save the Vakai on this planet, but we do get to choose whether or not this planet will be able to foster life again in the future. In the desert sun, every step that you take could be the final one. In the burning heat hanging on the edge of destruction, you can't stop the pain of your children crying out in your head. They always said that the living would envy the dead. Ooh, Tina Turner. Cut me to the quick. Okay. So, actually we could do blooming nature for free. So total destruction. We only get 2 synthesis. which means that everything is gone. Kepler-4 becomes completely uninhabitable. Uninhabitable, yeah. So let's go with blooming nature. The final carnage. The exosuit soldiers and solar dreadnoughts fight until their quadrants fall apart. After a few painful years, the Vakai civilization becomes extinct. They do manage to spare the other life forms on Kepler-4, and nature soon reclaims the fallen space habitats, with life blooming among the ruins. Aww. This planet was once inhabited by a species called the Vakai. Speaking of which, let's see how y'all are doing over here. Let's see. Harm potential pretty dang high. Resources exhausted in many years. They still have quite a bit, so I'm not gonna go with growth I'm not gonna go with growth just yet. So let's just take a regular synthesis. We can just keep farming their ethical values over here because they can't go any lower. Settler expansion armada. Fleet destruction. Rogue black hole. The settler expansion armada rapidly approaches a black hole that has gone undetected by the quantum computers. The sleeper crew remains blissfully unaware that their ships are about to be torn apart by the singularity. So Einstein was wrong when he said God does not play dice. Consideration of black holes suggests not only that God does play dice, but that he sometimes confuses us by throwing them where they can't be seen. Interesting. Okay. So, complete extinction. Not great. We have enough for a close call, or we can do minimal survivors. So, if we do minimal survivors, just looking at the stats here, we're going to be losing a 1.1 billion settlers. That's nearly everybody, because we got 1.1 billion on the slot there. So, I don't know how that's going to be anybody surviving. That's pretty much complete extinction. I think I'm, as much as I hate to say it, I know we were just talking about having the nice synthesis buffer there, but I think this is one of those times where we're gonna have to zero out the balance in order to save these guys. Close call. Several light years away, the black hole siphons matter from a star as it passes by, thus alerting the settler expansion armada and giving the sleeper crew enough time to alter their course to avoid it. That's so interesting. They're looking into the distance. They see a star that is starting to be sucked into the black hole, and they go, "That's a bad place to go. There's the shark fin. Let's not swim in those waters." And that's what they do. So, you guys can definitely... that was a fluke event. You guys are actually doing fine in every other category. So the fluke event was really... That's a good thing to alter. But that being said, I think that we can probably harvest you guys for some synthesis here. Will we reach our destination safely? I have no bloody clue. An important settler expansion armada AI programmer dies. That's such a big title. AI settler armada AI programmer. Let's take their tech back a little bit. Gain some synthesis from that. Influential AI programmer manipulates the settler expansion armada. A decorated settler expansion armada fleet commander retires from active service. Signals from space. Are they getting their own signals? Whose signals are they receiving? The monkeys? The propaganda broadcast from the Vulcan civilization, the other direction, reaches the settler expansion armada, but only fragments can be deciphered. Unsure of the intentions of these distant aliens, the fleet commanders of the fleet's barges are unable to agree on the best course of action. Radio signals from an alien civilization are a sure way to get attention. Just be sure you're ready to take on whatever fish you've hooked. So... can't do enthusiasm. Hostility doesn't get us anything, except bad stuff, so there's really no point. But let's just see. Hostility. The flavor text is bitter words are exchanged between the fleet commanders of the settler expansion armada, who are unable to agree on how to proceed. The information is never released publicly, serving only to sow discord among the leadership. So it only harms them. So let's go for ignorance. An influential An influential fleet commander successfully convinces the majority that the signal is a ploy to disrupt the fleet's mission. They purge all signal data from the quantum computers to prevent future conflict. Done. A new generation of settler expansion armada officers takes over system maintenance. Let's bump up their ethical values. Why not? Let's lower their ethical values. Why not? Polar monkeys, new tech age. I love their little tails. They're so cute. The nuclear age. When rocket technology begins to take off, the race for space dominance among the emerging superpowers of Rykel 7 is on. Jet planes increase the potential for travel all over the globe, and nuclear age communication technology allows news and entertainment to spread via mass media. As the polar monkeys delve into the secrets of the atom, the threat of extinction looms ever heavier on the horizon. They can make bombs. Okay. Ooh, power, probably. Gain 7 synthesis from that. I mean, their ethical and potential casualty values are really fine, so let's have monkey bombs. Fluffernutters. Heading further down the warpath, the polar monkeys can expect to see assault rifles, jet fighters, and napalm, not to mention the mother of all bombs. Yeah, that one. Seeing as we've done that with every other society. Well, it's kind of... We've coddled the monkeys long enough. They can take it. I've been through a lot. I could take it. Serious disputes arise between the settler expansion armada officers. How are the Vulcans doing? Reduction. I don't necessarily think I know what they mean by reduction. Reduction in Galice. To me, reduction is like the reducing or pulling back of something. So it would be like population or... because they've already have a whole avenue, event avenue that you can go down where it's about the resources. Resources are reduced. So with reduction, what do they mean? In this case, it says the antimatter specialists of Vulcans develop new plants that produce natural polymer capable of replacing the synthetic materials used in the Gillies system. So are they... So are they reducing their carbon footprint because they're creating plants that create natural plastic instead of creating chemical plastic? This is my question. I think that's what reduction means. So reduction's a good thing. We don't have enough for civilization pillar. We could go for a dead end, get the 7 synthesis. The resources are absolutely fine. Pretty fine. So let's do that. Manufacturers of traditional synthetics oppose the new polymer plants and destroy their harvest through bioengineered pesticides. Ah, yes. We finally have a society that can eradicate plastics from their universe, and we choose to go with the option of greed and controlling new progress. What a surprise. Superliminal age technology enables the Vulcans to harvest anomalies and antimatter adjacent to the Gillies system. They have to establish a new sphere. I think the sphere is supposed to be like their societies, like cities. Let's take a little hit there. We need to gain as much synthesis back as possible quickly. Settler Shroud. Signals from space. So they're probably getting the Vulcans too. In the Gahana system, a lone artificial intelligence detects a pattern among the signal fragments and assembles them into ice songs from the polar monkeys. Oh, okay. The settler inhabitants of Gahana 6 are unaware of this development. So it's probably a matter of hiding it or not. And there's no point in choosing this one because we don't gain anything from it. So I guess we'll go for ignorance again. Settler scientists discovered the concealed signal, triggering strife in the intellectual community. So, yeah, not great. So let's go with ignorance. Including, it sucks because the ice songs are so very beautiful. Concluding that the ice songs will destabilize settler society, the artificial intelligence decides to delete itself. Again, artificial intelligence suicide. Why? Why? Colony collapse reduces the settler population in the Gahana system. Settler AI commandos capture an influential orbital habitat in the Gahana system. And now the settler shrouds are in the superliminal luminal age. We actually had a candidate for the Mind of God. Oh, that's right, we've read that one. We had a candidate for the mind of God. They were very nice. Should we go for power? We probably should, huh? The powerful antimatter weapons are developed. It is now possible to create orbital battle stations that can vaporize an entire planet. Now witness the firepower of this fully armed and operational battle station. The settlers can now build space habitats. That's not how the line goes at all. Superluminal age technology enables the settlers to harvest anomalies in antimatter. The refugee fleet's getting signals. Good for them. The chatty refugee fleet. During their long and boring enterprise, the ships within the human refugee fleet have begun sending countless broadcasts and messages to each other. When the propaganda broadcast that was set out from the raw system arrives, will it get lost in the noise of so much chatter? You know what's funny is it's like their long and boring enterprise. They were forced out of their home. Oh, I'm so sorry that your trip is long and boring. You are alive. My God. Pick and choose your battles here, friends. Boring? At least you're breathing. Okay. So we could... I don't want to pay for enthusiasm here. We could do ignorance. It gives us 2. Synthesis. Does hostility cause them to want to attack other people? No. Fleet-wide panic. So ignorance. Gaining 2 synthesis. Lots of ignorance going around right now with all the signals. Just because it's either free or it's gaining us 2 synthesis. All traces of the propaganda broadcast are lost among the overwhelming broadcast noise. I feel like that would happen with humanity. We got so much crap with social media and everything that we just would completely miss if aliens tried to contact us. The human refugee fleet chatter on in blissful ignorance. Okie dokie. Alright, so their growth is way down, which isn't... They just lost another ship. There was a ship there, right? They literally just lost another ship. Okay, let's pull back their tech a little bit to gain some more synthesis. Let's add to their tech a little bit to not do anything to synthesis. Human spaceship Mercurial computer systems compile fascinating new data. Fascinating. Dystopia is real high. Just take a regular synthesis. Because what I'm thinking about is like to stabilize their negative decline in growth a little bit because their resources are fine. The Odo are in a new technological age. They, too, have reached the singularity age. The Odo create machines capable of recursive self-improvement. These constructs can build even more powerful copies of themselves autonomously, growing their potential with each generation. Let's see here. Wisdom. We gain 7. Cool. Let's do the right thing for once. The nice thing. Which is really just selfish because I want synthesis. Self-learning AI is able to process data and innovate faster than any Odo scientist. Breakthroughs in all fields of research happen almost daily. Okay. So their growth is manageable. Resource scarcity is fine. Harm potential. They're pretty middle of the line. I keep ignoring them, but there's really not much I can do with them. Because I don't want to, like, they're not good enough to harvest from, but they're not bad enough to, you know, to really focus on them. I think we're gonna need to focus on resources here. Oh, I guess we're chosen to go elsewhere. An armed conflict threatens the Damani. The Captain's Brawl. Hostility between the captains of the Damani refugee fleet is at an all-time high. After a heated argument, one of the captains orders their crew to fire the antimatter torpedoes at the other ships. So anyway, I started blasting. Frank Reynolds, pub owner. Frank Reynolds. I immediately... I don't know if I feel like I should know who this is, but I immediately thought of Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly, which, folks, if you haven't watched Firefly and you like science fiction, go watch Firefly. Like, seriously, all of the good things that they took from, or all of the good things in the TV show The Mandalorian, is all Firefly. Trust me. Go watch Firefly. But, it only ended after one season because Fox sucks. Pretty sure it was Fox. Pretty sure it was Fox. And really, that's the only reason Fox sucks, is because they ended the best science fiction TV show ever. Firefly was great. Alright, nonetheless. I digress. We can sue for peace, which would cost 30 synthesis. Do regular conflict, which gets us 2. Ooh, stingy 2. Or we can go for total war. So what's our options here? Lots of casualties. A little bit of casualties. I think a little bit of casualties is probably fine here. We're way in dystopia anyway. Our potential casualties are actually not reflective of our super negative dystopia. Resources are going to go down a little bit, which I think is the only really bad thing. But I don't have enough wiggle room to get us peace anyway. So I'm thinking let's stick around and see if we can get their resources. But yeah, removing a couple of growth points over here would actually probably help them overall. So let's do regular conflict. The surprise attack on the ships is deadly, and the antimatter torpedoes take the lives of many Damani. Not the antimatter torpedoes. We cannot use those. Those are bad for us. They'll hurt our bodies and our souls. We will die tragically in space. Fleet infighting causes unrest and hopelessness among the Damani refugee fleet crew. This escape may be the noblest Damani endeavor of all time. That totally sounds like something that one of the enemy factions in Doctor Who would say. It's like, this is what oh god, I just literally, my mind wiped all the names of all of the different species from my mind. You ever have that happen where you just literally can't remember a single thing? Cybermen, there we go, the easiest one I could possibly remember. It sounds like they've turned the defeat into their own victory. Dalek, there we go, they're coming back to me now. That would actually be a Dalek victory. This escape may be the noblest Damani endeavor of all time. Exterminate. Alright, I'm really on tangents today. We're all over the place. Okay, potential casualties. I think I'll just take regular synthesis. I don't really care about their casualties right now. They're getting so close over here. Let's take their tech level down a little bit, because we'll gain some synthesis. Alright, Vakai colony, signals from space. Sol is receiving signals from another star. The hypercomputers of a regular Vakai colonial laboratory are picking up weak traces of the propaganda broadcast from the Ross system. Colonial scientists start to analyze the data from many light years away. Will they figure out that this is a message from the Vulcans? Probably not. Well, what does hostility get us? It gets us 7 synthesis. I do like that. A rival scientific faction finds out about the propaganda broadcast and sends a large exploration vehicle to destroy the colonial laboratory before scientific secrets about the Vulcan civilization can be uncovered. The incident leads to massive military tensions between the Vakai colony. Well, that sounds right up their alley, doesn't it? It's just gonna add to more dystopia and more harm potential, and they're pretty maxed out on both of those, so let's do the hostility. Gain 7 synthesis. Looking good. Fantastic. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and take a break there, right before the Damani crash land on this planet over here, or the Vakai get into any more trouble. If you've enjoyed this episode and want to see more of what's coming on the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon to be notified of new videos like this video, so it shows up in the YouTube algorithms. And as always, folks, I will see you in the next game.